Hey, so we just finished the cake lab, and some of my results felt kind of backwards. In terms of the crumb, my that felt right. The moist and tender cake definitely had a softer, more like velvety-ish type crumb, and the tall and light cake had a little bit more of a coarse crumb. Um, you could like you could feel the texture when you bit into it. You can tell where the crumbs were coming off of. They were coming off in like a little bit bigger chunks, more noticeable. Um, so something that didn't feel right was my tall and light cake felt denser and heavier than a slice of similar size of the moist and tender cake. So I don't know if I feel like something went wrong in the folding. Maybe I did it backwards. Because my moist and tender cake also ended up taller than my tall and light cake by like a centimeter and a half, like almost a full half inch. So that was it was weird because in terms of like gluten formation, the tall and light cake had more visible air pockets when you cut into it. You could identify where the air pockets were. Um, So it seemed like it was more aerated. It should have been more aerated. So I don't really. I think it was in how I folded it in. It must have let out some of the air that would have been used to rise or something along those lines. Um, so that was interesting. That the texture was right, but the heights just didn't seem to match up. In terms of the mixing ingredients, also I had when I was making the tall and light cake, I have not used an electric hand mixer before today, and I was not that good at it the first time. There was like butter flying out of the bowl and stuff. But then by the second time, I sort of got the hang of it and went pretty well for the second cake. So that might have factored in just like the learning curve of using the electric hand mixer. Um, so that went well. The toothpick test went pretty well too. Um, Originally when I needed to bake them a little bit longer than 35 minutes um, because I don't have a thermometer for my oven, so I sort of did a little bit of guesswork. I put it at 350, but it might have been a little bit lower. Sometimes it varies because it's an old oven. So it cooked for a little bit longer. I had it baking for like 40-ish minutes almost each cake. But when I did finally put the toothpick in, it came out pretty cleanly, which was nice. Um, Things I would change. I would maybe cut up the butter into smaller bits before mixing it. I think that would give me an easier time mixing it in. I would maybe try reversing the order of which I folded things into. I put the dry ingredients into the mixture that we had in the first into like the batter mixture. Um, but maybe I did that backwards. I'm not particularly sure. Maybe I should have taken the batter from step 8 and put it into step 10. So, or put it into the flour mixture. Either way, um, it was interesting. I felt like I learned a lot. I had a good time doing it. Thanks.